Thousands of people become Singapore permanent residents every year, but not all go through the same application process. Permanent residence PR application can be applied for by the whole family, means the applicant himself plus the spouse and unmarried children under 21. The lure of gaining Singapore permanent residence through a variety of schemes has convinced thousands of foreigners of diverse backgrounds to set up home in the island state, one of Asia's most stable. The Professional Technical Personnel and Skilled Worker Scheme, or simply PTS scheme. It is for foreign professionals who are working in Singapore at the time of applying for permanent residence. The PTS scheme is the easiest and most assured route to attaining PR in Singapore. The key requirement is that you must be working in Singapore at the time of application. This means you must first relocate to Singapore on a work visa of the type known as Employment Pass or Entrepreneur Pass, Personalist Employment Pass or S-Pass. You can also apply for Singapore permanent residence through an investment scheme known as the Global Investor Program, GIP scheme. Under this scheme, you may apply for PR for yourself and your immediate family members by starting a business with a minimum investment of $5 million or investing a similar sum in an established business in Singapore. Apart from the minimum funds you invest, you must also meet certain other criteria such as having a good business track record, an entrepreneurial background, and a business proposal or investment plan. Singapore's arts scene has seen rapid growth over recent years, in line with the country's aim to become the regional arts hub. If your talent lies in any form of arts, photography, dance, music, theater, literature, or film, you can apply for permanent residence through Foreign Artistic Talent Scheme. To qualify for this scheme, you must be a well-recognized artist in your own country, preferably with an international reputation, and possess the relevant training in your field of practice. You must have also made significant contributions to Singapore's arts and cultural scene, including a strong track record of local engagements at leadership level, and have concrete plans to be involved. Another way to obtain Singapore PR is to apply if you are a student studying in Singapore. Foreign students may apply to the Immigration and Checkpoints Authority or ICA. They must have resided for at least 2 years at the time of application, have passed a minimum of 1 national exam, or you are in the integrated program. As part of your Singapore PR application for the Skilled Migration Scheme, there are some documents that you should have readily available to ensure the process runs smoothly. Some of the most important ones include proof of employment documents. For example, contracts, recommendation letters, employer contact information, evaluation reports. Proof of education. For example, certificates and diplomas going as far back as high school. Documents that provide proof of your financial status. For example, payslips and any other information that details your proof of income. Your most up-to-date resume. Property documentation for any real estate that you currently own in Singapore. Documents for your spouse and children if they are going to be on the application with you. It's a good idea to provide value-add documents. Example, testimonials, reference letters, proof of professional achievements to stand out from the crowd. While this might seem like an extra step, it's worth having it available to help speed up the process. Usually, your PR application would take 6-12 months to process, and in some cases, it can be longer than 12 months due to the high demand in securing approval for PR. There are several areas that your application will be assessed. This can include your economic contribution to the company, the uniqueness of your occupation, your age and family profile, how long you lived in Singapore, as well as your ability to integrate. Before you submit an application, you should also consider if you can highlight your educational background, as authorities will put a lot of weight on your degree and the institute you graduated from. Also, the length of time you've spent in Singapore and how stable your job is. If you have your company, then how established your company is and if you can demonstrate you're a law-abiding citizen. Another considerable points could be any family ties you have in the country, and if you've contributed to the Singapore society through volunteering or donations. Enter and live the country without having to apply for separate Singapore visas to work or travel. You'll receive a blue card, which acts as your identity document. Include your spouse and unmarried children under 21 in the PR application. If your children are school-aged, they are high on the priority list, behind citizens to enter public schools of your own choosing. Apply for long-stay visas for your parents. Change jobs freely without having to reapply for a Singapore work permit. If you hold a work-related Singapore visa and want to change jobs, you'll have to cancel your old Singapore visa and reapply for a new one. At the risk of delay or rejection, contribute to a flexible pension system, CPF, and withdraw a lump sum when you reach retirement age at 55. RIP. The financial and tax benefits provided by Singapore's Central Provident Fund scheme. Under the CPF scheme, you and your employer contribute a monthly minimum amount to your pension fund, which can be used for purposes related to health care. Apply and get a higher priority to borrow various loans, such as housing loans to purchase property. Singapore PR holders are also eligible to buy second-hand units of government HDB flats. Only citizens can purchase new ones. Be eligible to apply for full Singapore citizenship after a number of years of having permanent residence status, in which you will be able to obtain a Singapore passport and enjoy the same rights as locally. Benefit from the stable Singapore job market to find ample job opportunities, and if you wish to start your own business instead, there are different business structures to choose from along with different government. Enjoy access to good healthcare facilities in both government and private hospitals, polyclinics and private clinics. There is no reason to be disheartened if your application is rejected. Only 15,000 applications get approved in a year, and there are over 180,000 foreign workers who meet the eligibility requirements. Over 50 of the applications that are submitted get rejected. Fortunately, there is no limit on how many times you can apply to become a permanent resident of Singapore. If your situation changes significantly during the time your application is getting processed, such as starting a new job or having a baby, then you should reapply. However, it's a good idea to partner with an agency that can help highlight the contribution you bring to Singapore.